Eileen Gu switches focus to her other job after Winter Olympics success. Eileen Gu is off to the next thing on her list, Milan's Fashion Week, for the next week. Gu, the most decorated female Olympic freestyle skier of all time, won 2 silver and 1 gold medal in the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. Although the Games have concluded, the 22-year-old Chinese star will now focus on her other profession, being an international star. Having walked in the city's Fashion Week in 2023, she also has made appearances at the Met Gala and Paris Fashion Week in the past. Her attending Milan's Fashion Week comes after a former NFL MVP claimed she was attractive while also stating she was insufferable. "It's Fashion Week in Milan," the Chinese Olympic star said. Hat tip the Daily Mail. "I have the other job, the other fashion thing. I'm really excited to just explore some other avenues, be creative, and explore my femininity through fashion, which is something I've always loved, and to kind of put that in juxtaposition with skiing and with sports. And I think they coexist so beautifully, and so I hope to represent that next week in Milan." Gu is one of the more recognizable athletes, having been featured in Fendi, Gucci, Tiffany & Company, and Louis Vuitton campaigns in recent years, further raising her profile. As an athlete representing China and an IMG model, the 22-year-old has also expanded her reach in the country, having been featured on the covers of the Chinese editions of Harper's Bazaar, Elle, Cosmopolitan, GQ, and Vogue. She also has partnerships with Chinese brands such as Luke Kin Coffee, Anta Sports, and the Bank of China, among others. That said, the way Gu has conducted herself at the Olympics has not gone over well with some in the media. Former NFL MVP Boomer Esiason made it clear that, while he finds the 22-year-old alluring, he also could not stand how she presented herself. "If you listen to her, you're like, what?" the former MVP said to Greg Giannotti, his one co-host. "She's a very, very attractive woman and she's extremely bright. She went to Stanford. But if you listen to her post-participation interviews, she's insufferable. She is. It's hard to listen to. But then again, it's an individual sport, and an individual person talking about herself as opposed to talking about her teammates or the support she receives." Despite what Esiason claims, Gu has maintained that her focus is on remaining an elite athlete. As she did so, the star admitted that her greatest strength was her confidence, which, in a way, has helped her reach a new level in aspects of life outside sports. "The power of sport is unparalleled because it is evidence over affirmation. Because you don't tell yourself, 'Oh, I can handle the pressure. I'm so great,'" Gu told reporters at her closing press conference. "You do it time and again. Sports are really honest because you can't lie to yourself. You know when you stayed late and other people weren't there. I tell myself a chip a little line and call it a day. It's the fact that I look back on quite literally years, like decades of hard work, of pouring my heart and soul into this sport. And so yeah, it's trusting myself and it's building that trust every day." Eileen Gu switches focus to her other job after Winter Olympics success. When the snow settles after the Winter Olympics, most athletes return home to rest, reflect, and slowly prepare for the next competition cycle. For freestyle skiing sensation Eileen Gu, however, the transition from Olympic champion to everyday life looks very different. Instead of stepping away from the spotlight, she simply changes arenas. One week she is soaring above icy halfpipes, and the next she is walking beneath the bright lights of the world's most glamorous fashion runways. Following her stunning success at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina, where she captured 1 gold medal and 2 silver medals, Gu once again proved she is one of the greatest freestyle skiers in history. Her total of 6 Olympic medals now makes her the most decorated freestyle skier in Olympic history. Yet almost immediately after the Games ended, Gu shifted her focus to what she casually calls her other job. And that job is not coaching, broadcasting, or business ventures. It is fashion modeling, an industry where she has built an equally impressive reputation. From Olympic slopes to fashion runways. Just days after winning her medals in Italy, Gu stayed in Milan, not to train for another ski event, but to attend Milan Fashion Week. Instead of ski boots and helmets, she wore designer outfits and walked into one of the most prestigious gatherings in global fashion. Speaking about her plans, Gu explained that she was excited to explore her creative side through fashion and embrace a different form of expression. "I have the other job, the other fashion thing," she said, referring to her modeling career and upcoming fashion appearances. For GU, the shift from sports to fashion is not a distraction, it is part of her identity. She believes the two worlds complement each other beautifully. I'm really excited to explore my femininity through fashion and put that alongside skiing, she explained. In her eyes, athletic power and creative expression are not opposites. They are two sides of the same story. A champion on the snow. Before she ever stepped onto a runway, Eileen GU had already carved her name into Olympic history. Born in San Francisco in 2003, GU grew up in the United States but later chose to represent China in international competitions, a decision that sparked worldwide discussion. Her rise in skiing was extraordinary. At the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, she stunned the world by winning 2 gold medals and 1 silver, becoming the youngest Olympic champion in freestyle skiing. 4 years later in Milan Cortina, she repeated her dominance. Gold medal in women's free ski halfpipe. Silver medal in slopestyle. Silver medal in big air. Her performance confirmed what fans already believed. GU is not just a talented athlete. She is a generational superstar. Her halfpipe performance in particular was spectacular. With a score of 94.75, she secured the gold medal and defended her Olympic title in the discipline. But while the world focused on her skiing achievements, GU quietly continued building something even bigger beyond the slopes. The rise of a global fashion icon. Unlike most athletes, GU entered the fashion world at a very young age. Even before her Olympic breakthrough, she had already partnered with luxury brands and appeared in fashion campaigns. Over time, she became the face of major companies such as Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Tiffany & Company. She has also appeared on the covers of international magazines including Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, GQ, and Elle. Her presence in fashion is not simply about modeling clothes. Designers see her as the embodiment of a modern global icon, someone who represents strength, creativity, and cultural connection. When she attends fashion events, she is not just another celebrity guest. She is often one of the central figures of the show. At Milan Fashion Week, her appearance drew enormous attention. Fans and photographers crowded the venues hoping to catch a glimpse of the Olympic champion who effortlessly blends sport and style. Breaking the traditional athlete mold. Eileen GU represents a new kind of athlete. In the past, sports stars were often expected to focus entirely on